So I sat down here this morning. I wanted to record a video about self-care, and I looked in the screen, I looked at myself, and I was like, something feels off. I don't quite like the way that this feels. How do I want to feel? What's missing? What do I need? And I realized it was my hat, my deer hat, which I love. And there's just something about the energy of deer and the deer hat that I just really like. And it was like, oh, that's what I need. I just need a little shot of that, right? Which is, in a nutshell, self-care, right? You notice that there's something you need. You figure out what you need. And then you figure out the best way or the most available way, the most accessible way to give that to yourself. So for me this morning, deer hat. I often make things for myself that help me feel good. The deer hat is one of them. My new mug is one. I want to make a whole set of these, which are basically mandalas. The center is the mug top, and then I want to do them in all sorts of different colors. I made the rainbow superhero blanket. Right? I like to wrap myself up in a rainbow sometimes. Making things whose sole purpose is to help you feel good is awesome. Self-care is one of the foundational requirements of successful creative dreaming. You have all of these really, really, really amazing things in you. You have gifts and treasures and resources and strength beyond measure, right? And it's all within you. And generally what happens in the normal world out there is that all of that stuff gets buried, and it's buried in obligations and playing roles and doing what other people say, and fear and inner critics, and just there's tons of that stuff out there burying the gifts. Self-care is a way of getting back into yourself and becoming more connected with your truth. For me, it's kind of like there's this path of truth inside of me, and then the further I am on it, the more connected I am to all of my gifts. And it really varies from day to day how connected I am and where I am. So for me, my self-care practice has been a huge part of being able to stay more connected and to gradually over time start to live more from alignment with my truth than from alignment with whatever patterns that I was in before. So I've been practicing extreme self-care for many, many years. It's still a challenge some days, and some days it's really easy and awesome. So, but what I really want to say about self-care is that we get these ideas about how we're supposed to be taking care of ourselves. Those ideas don't come from your inner truth, from your gifts and your strength and your resources, right? Those ideas are coming from your inner critics, right? So ideas about how I should be eating this certain green smoothie, I should be jogging, I should be writing 10 pages of my book every day, I should be a better parent or partner or friend or daughter or whatever, all of those things, sort of ideas that are really in your head about how you're supposed to be and what you should be doing. And sometimes embarking on a self-care program just invites all of that bullshit in to start to kind of boss you around and try to make you be some kind of perfect, idealized version of yourself. But true self-care and powerful self-care is about figuring out what you really need and want right now in this moment, and then how to get it, right? So finding the most accessible ways to get what you want. This gets easier in time the more you practice. I have an hour-long video about this in the Creative Dream Circle about extreme self-care, and I talk a lot about how it's okay to reach for the thing that is the easiest to reach for. So if I know that doing an hour of yoga and drinking a green smoothie makes me feel really, really good, but I've had the kind of day where all I can really think about is ice cream and watching a movie. It's okay to say ice cream and a movie is my self-care for this evening. Right, so I want to be conscious and deliberate about when self-care isn't actually helping me. But I also want to be compassionate and gentle and loving with myself when the best I can reach for is maybe not the best thing. Right? So you can see how it's not about what you're doing on the outside, it's about how you're approaching it on the inside. So by reaching for the thing that you can reach for in the moment, and by being as conscious and loving as you can about how this is how I'm choosing to take care of myself in this moment. Feeling that energy instead of, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to eat ice cream and watch a movie, right? Feeling, this is how I'm going to show love and appreciation for myself in this moment. Then it becomes easier and easier over time to reach for better things. So it becomes, what I really want when I say that I want to watch a movie and eat ice cream is I want a sense of calm, or I want to relax, right? I mean, it's different for every person, right? So it's getting at the core of what kind of qualities are you looking for in the things you're reaching for? And then what are some other ways of getting those qualities that may be more effective? So, if I eat ice cream and watch a movie at night because I want to relax, it doesn't actually help me relax. It helps me kind of zone out and be disconnected from myself. So the next day, I don't wake up feeling as though I relaxed the night before. Whereas if I want to relax, and so I take a lavender bath, and then I meditate with crystals for a really long time and then go to bed early, well, then the next day I feel amazing because I really fully relaxed. But forcing yourself to, if you're in the place where you want to eat ice cream and watch a movie and you're like, no, I have to have a lavender bath and a crystal meditation, then you're not approaching that from a space of being loving and compassionate towards yourself. And then it doesn't actually relax you because then it's like creating a fight inside of you. This starts to feel really complicated, but really what it's about is getting better and better at understanding what you want and what you need, and then finding ways to give that to yourself. The more you practice self-care, the easier it gets, and the more in alignment you start to become with your inner truth, so your gifts, your resources, your strengths, the creative genius that you have to share with the world. And then the more you're connected to all of that, the easier everything gets. So if you ask yourself right now, today, what do you really need right now? And try to get out of specifics and into qualities. So if I need a chocolate bar, it's like, well, do you need sweetness? Do you need a feeling of a treat? Do you need to recognize that today's really fucking hard and it feels like impossible to get through it without some kind of crutch or treat? What is it that you need to really, what is it that you need? What's the best thing that you can give yourself right now in recognition of that? Okay, so it can be really small. My deer hat was a great way to help me feel ready to record this video. My mug helps me smile. What's just a little thing that you can do for yourself right now that helps bring you more of what you need? Go do that.